I'm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live on Mojo 50. You can find us anywhere that you're feeling tonight, but if you'd like to hear us live, you can hear us right here on Mojo 50, either by going to the iHeartRadio app. Go and download that. Go find the Mojo Mojo 50 radio section over on there. Or you can go to the Facebook page at /Mojo 50 radio. You can find us there. You can live chat with us on the Facebook page, over on the MeWe's. Pretty much anywhere that you can find us. If you use Twitter, and you can go with at DOAE Show, or you can do at Steven Airey. Either way you do it, just use the hashtag I see what you did there, because I did see what you did there. Always remember that you can check out our website at DOAE Show. It's DOAEshow.com, DOAEshow.com. Go check it out. Maybe buy some swag. It's good times. Hey again, everybody. Looks like everybody's kind of joining in, jumping through. It's good times to be here. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know about one of our sponsors. That's Era Capital Management. You see, do you have an old 401k or other investment assets scattered across all over the place? You owe it to yourself to consider and simplify your life. Contact Era Capital Management today. They can help you put on investment plans in place to help you grow your wealth. It's your life. It's your era. Invest in it. See, Era Capital Management, LLC is a registered investment advisor. Investing in all securities involves a risk of loss. Visit eracapitalmanagement.com or call them at 509-559-6229. That's eracapitalmanagement.com or 509-559-6229. Contact Jacob. He's a good guy. It's wonderful stuff. Don't worry about that, Chef Jackhole. Don't worry about distracting me. Please distract me all you want, because guess what I'm going to be talking about tonight? Yes, that's right. The Green New Deal by Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah. Tell you what, it's not something that I'm really happy about, not something that I really want to do, but it's a big story because they just released all of the documentation about it and what's really going on and how they're going to be running it and all this blah, 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 blah. And what am I going to say? What am I going to say? The Green New Deal is exactly what you think it is. It is the leftists of leftists going against everybody else in this world. They're trying to bring back the New Deal. By the New Deal, yes, I do mean the original New Deal, just with a little green twist, with a twist of the green, because Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is green? Sort of? Maybe? I don't know. She's an idiot, and who cares? But apparently she's been pushed into the election spot, and she's been pushed into the ability to do what she does with everybody else doing their deal. So she has some sort of pull and some sort of play in this environment. So her pushing this brand new deal, it is exactly what you think it is. It is Harry S. Truman all over again. I mean, what is it? More than $500 billion in lost annual economic output in the United States per year by 2100, talking about different global warming initiatives. It's saying that wildfires by 2050 will basically kill everybody. Everybody will die because of wildfires. Everybody. Let's see. What else is going to happen and destroy us all? I don't know. How about a loss of more than 99% of all the coral reefs on the earth? That means there's going to be no more fish, guys. No more fish! Because what the hell are we talking about? More than 350 million more people are going to be exposed globally to deadly heat stresses by 2050. And a risk of damages of more than $1 trillion if public infrastructure and coastal real estate in the United States. No.
The coasts are gonna get swallowed by the giant wave. It will be terrible.
So what does she want to do? What does she want to do? She wants to reduce global. She wants a reduction of 40 to 60% by 2010, from 2010 levels to 2030. Excuse me. By 2030, she wants a 40 to 60% reduction in global greenhouse gases. You know, the same things that actually grow our plants. She wants to reduce those things by 40 to 60% because, you know, she doesn't actually want trees. And then she also wants a net zero global emissions by 2050. See, these are all things that won't even happen in her lifetime, most likely. These are she's pushing legislation that will affect not herself, but 3 generations down the line. What else does she get into with this crap? Well, you have to really look through all of it. She's talking about currently experiencing several related causes, such as life expectancy declining. But that's not because of global warming. That's because of additional suicide risk over the past 15 years. They're saying that it's caused by heat stroke and blah, 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 blah. But that's not what it is. It's drug use and suicide. Drug use and suicide is what's killing the life expectancy of most of the population around the world, especially in the United States. Then it says, but she doesn't know that. So who cares? Because she's a moron, Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Other things that she wants to touch into: a 4-decade trend of wage stagnation and deindustrialization and anti-labor policies have led to hourly wages overall stagnating since the 1970s, despite increased worker productivity. The 3rd worst level of socioeconomic mobility in developing the world before the Great Recession. The erosion of the earning and bargaining powers of the workers of the United States. Unite, everybody! What she doesn't understand is that all the crap that she's talking about, all the mess that she's going through, all the junk that she is talking about with this bill is all affected by the crap that she herself and her side has always been pushed. You know, the hourly wages and overall stagnation since the 1970s, that's actually not a true thing. It's not really stagnation. And really the biggest issues are that people don't have mobility because of certain things like, I don't know, government policies making it impossible for companies to actually pay their workers what they're worth, instead of paying them a set minimum wage. Being able to actually earn your way through a job, instead of using some sort of force and some sort of national politics and labor unions to hike up the prices of everything in the United States to where they don't want to do business here. Companies will always find the best and easiest way possible to make money. That's it. Let's see. This over on the Twitters. Doc got run over by a train. What is it? At DOA show. Let me guess. Everything nuclear is completely excluded from the Green New Deal, right? Right? It's the cleanest and don't require 24-hour sunshine and 24-hour wind. Yes, that is correct. Nuclear is not a part of the Green New Deal because it is nuclear. It is nuclear. It is not green enough for them, even though it is the greenest of green. That's just what it is. Also, why do I not believe that AOC is going to be among the first to live in a hut and burn buffalo chips and keep themselves warm on the planet? Because, first of all, she would never burn buffalo chips. She would never burn buffalo chips because that would release methane gas into the air, and she would be then just as far problematic to releasing greenhouse gases as everybody else. So she wouldn't do it. She would just freeze and die. Also, she has money. So it's okay for her to implement this crap on everybody else. No, she is not poor. She came from a rich upbringing and a rich family, and she has a bunch of money, and now she's getting paid a whole bunch of money to sit here and give you this crap. She wants to bring Harry S. Truman back to life. She is doing exactly what Hillary Clinton could not do after Hillary Clinton said that she wants a New Deal. This is the New Deal that Hillary Clinton was trying to push. It just happens to be that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is the one who gets to be the face of it, not some old rusty hag. Speaking of mad cows, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, that is, she wipes away tears. And she vows she is going to defund ICE over the death of a 7-year-old immigrant who claims Trump hates all immigrants. Why, saying Latinos can't be illegals because America is native land. It's native land, everybody. It's native. The land has gone native. So Ocasio-Cortez, she has vowed that ICE will be iced. Thank you. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said Thursday near the U.S. Capitol that she would try to defund ICE, citing the death of a 7-year-old immigrant who, died because of the 2,000-mile journey, not because she was detained by ICE. When somebody's detained by ICE, it kind of goes to the fact that they're actually going to be treated, which she was. It just happens to be that she died because her suffering was well past what she could handle on a daily basis. What the heck is wrong with you? Why are you going to accuse ICE and accuse these people of doing what they're doing when all they were trying to do was, 1, do their job, and 2, make sure that everybody that does come over here gets the best attention they can? I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that she wants to be a freaking idiot. Representative, you know what? Screw it. AOC wipes away her faux tears. There's camera. There's video. She's got faux tears. It's good. She can cry on cue better than the Bushes. Heck, she can cry on cue better than old Billy. Because that man knows how to cry on cue or make somebody cry. I don't know which one you're going to talk with. I don't know. It's not a big thing. Hey, Jeremy, good to see you. By the way, Jeremy Hansen is 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time here on the Mojo 50 radio. Go check him out. He said hi, so I've got to plug him in. No big deal. Oh, let me see. 29-year-old lawmaker who self-identifies as a Democratic Socialist said at a MoveOn.org event that shutting down ICE is one of the more urgent moral issues and crises that we have in America right now. Oh, other moral crises that we have that are more pressing than getting rid of ICE, actually, that are not only more pressing than getting rid of ICE, that are actually pressing. How about the veterans that we have on our streets? How about the homeless population that we have? How about the fact that there are millions upon millions of people getting pushed across our borders in sex slavery on an annual basis? How about we talk about that, Miss Ocasio-Cortez? How about we do that, Miss Ocasio-Cortez? Let's not talk about that mess. No, let's not talk about that mess. Let's focus on the 7-year-old child that died while in custody after the man who brought her here forced her to walk 2,000 miles and trek across very treacherous terrain all the way up through Mexico. No, we're not gonna talk about the fact of all those people that are actually pushed through, all of the bodies, all of the lives that are torn up on a daily basis because they're being pushed through our southern borders, siphoned through and sold to people like these Democrats who then use them in whatever means and ways that they want for the rest of their life. No, let's not worry about those people. Let's worry about this 7-year-old and let's get rid of ICE. If your stomach is churning at the thought of this like mine is, how about you go to lovemytummy.com/mojo. Use the promo code MOJO when you go to lovemytummy.com/mojo, and you get 3 boxes of 90 capsules of Atrantil. Atrantil is normally $39.95 a box. It's $40 a box. With this deal, you get a 3-month supply for $99. That's $100. So that's $20 off the price over at Atrantil. That's lovemytummy.com/mojo. Use the promo code MOJO. Fix your tummy today. It's proven. It's the first ever proven over-the-counter solution for bloating issues like that. It also helps with your gastrointestinal tract. It has probiotics, antibiotics. It has polyphenols, everything your body needs to get your intestines on track. It even helps with things like gluten intolerances and things like that. So go there today, lovemytummy.com/mojo. Use a promo code MOJO, get a 3-month supply, try it out. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. But this works for a lot of people all over the place. lovemytummy.com/mojo, promo code MOJO. Get a 3-month supply for $100. I don't get it. Ocasio-Cortez, yeah. Hashtag Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that, Jeremy. That's a good one. AOC couldn't spell her own name, even if it was on her office door or written on her panties. Wow. Travis. Wow. That works. You get a bell. So it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter how stupid you are. If you have the ability to get a whole bunch of people behind you, if you have a whole bunch of, if you have an opportunity to get a whole bunch of people behind you, and you learn how to run train on politics, you have an option where you can be as dumb as you want, and that's okay. That is just fine. What was this? Oh yeah, another one from Doc Thompson got run over by a train is these people wanting to get rid of ICE should take their political butts down to the unfenced areas of the border and spend a week camping. Yeah, but they won't do that. They won't do that. Why would they do that? I mean, they wouldn't do that unless they had guarantees that they would be safe throughout the entire event. And even then, they wouldn't want to do it because it would send the wrong message. It would send the wrong message to their supporters and to everybody else. So what the hell? Why not? Let's just talk about this 7-year-old that died because her adult, I'm not going to say her father, but her adult, because it's not confirmed yet, brought her 2,000 miles in a trek. And we've already told you, we already know, you've heard from the guests that we have, that these people are just these kids are taken from their parents just so these guys can get into America. So I'm not going to go with it. I'm not going to follow this. That is not the case. The 7-year-old migrant her death cannot be claimed on ICE at all, bar none. ICE has no responsibility over that girl's life. The adult who brought her here did. That's it. That's all there is. And if you want to claim something else, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. I've got the facts behind me. We know the situation. We know what's happened. Come at me, bro. Let's do this. Put up the fisticuffs. Speaking of bros, there was a study that found that almost half of participating millennial Christians say evangelism is wrong. If you didn't catch that, I want to repeat it for you. I want to repeat this in a better way. Over half, or almost half, of the Christian millennial group think that the main calling from Christ to his followers is wrong. This was among one of the biggest findings in a news report titled Reviving Evangelism, released on Tuesday from a renowned faith-based research outfit, the Barna Group. The study examines faith and faith-sharing experiences and expectations of Christians as well as non-Christians alike. So the good news, almost all practicing Christians, 95 to 97% among all generation groups, believe that part of their faith means living as a witness for Christ. The biggest problem there, though, is that living as a witness and actually evangelizing, actually having a defense for, actually going out and talking about Christ, going out and talking about Christ to people. You know, the one calling of Christ, go and make disciples who make disciples who make disciples. If you don't know the rap song that's following back by that, that's called the Disciple Cycle. You guys should look it up. It's from the 116 crew, and it's great. Or 116 click. I can't remember. Crap. So, almost 47% agree that at least somewhat that it's wrong to share your faith with a person who is of a different faith. 47%. Gen Xers have only 27%, so that's good. That's the good part. Gen Xers of Christian faith believe that you should. Only 27% believe that you shouldn't. Boomers believe only 19%, and the elderly beyond that is about 20%. So the good news here, not my generation, but the generation after mine, actually believes it's a good idea to share your faith with others because it's a showing and expression of love. I love you enough to tell you about my God. So for them to come through and to say that is something crazy. And it just goes to show you that the millennials who grew up in this everything is for me world, the final thing, the instant gratification world, I've got a big, I need a big music, and I need a latte, and I need to sit down, and I don't want you to actually talk about Christ. I want you to talk about the good stuff, and then leave all the bad, hard to learn stuff out of it. I just want the ice cream and the cake. You keep the broccoli and the steak. I want the ice cream and the cake. Man, that's a good phrase. Somebody write that down. I want the ice cream and the cake. You keep the broccoli and steak. That is the millennial mindset of everything going on. Give it to me now, what I want now. Give me the sweet. Give me the easy. And what I love about this study and everything going through is that the generation right after, the generation that I'm raising, the generation that's going forward, that generation says, nah, brah. Nah, brah. Come back. We're going to teach you what you need to do because we don't care. We don't give a crap. But we care about you enough that we're going to tell you everything that you need to know. We care about you enough that I'm going to tell you about my God because it's not about me. It's not about me, and it's not about how you feel about me. It's about your relationship with a God that I know. So to me, this is great news because I don't really see the millennials actually taking over politics. I mean, they will for a little while. There'll be a year or there'll be a couple years, maybe 10, 15 years where you're going to have certain sets of different things and going on where you're going to have these millennials come into play, and they're going to ruin it for about 10 years or 15 years, but the Gen Z is following right behind them. They are right, or the Gen X, Gen Z is following right behind. And they're just going to fix this ship right. As long as we stay on our path, and as long as we keep ours straight and narrow, so that they have something that they can look at and something that they can reference. Because if they don't, that's right, Gen Z is a much bigger generation than the millennial generation. The millennial generation was brought about by a whole generation of people that didn't want to have kids. So that's just it. That's just is what it is. Oh, my wife is correcting me. The Disciple Cycle song was actually from Lecrae. It was Lecrae. That's Lecrae. When the music stops. That's his song. Go check it out, guys. It's good times. Anyway, we'll be right back. Jeremy, what are you doing, man? I mean, come on. What are you doing? You're sending me links. You sending me links? Why are you sending me links? Man, I don't want to I don't want to read a story about a man that's gotten, let off on like 865 counts of child rape. I don't... Hold on. Let me see if it'll pull up even. I don't even think it will. It's not pulling up at all. It might not do it. It may do it. It might not do it. Ah, there it is. Tallahassee, Florida. It's a Florida man story? Jeremy. A Florida man story. Really? Oh, he was arrested. Okay, that's better. Oh, here you go. Bells for that. Thank you, Rocky. It's like really, really warm in my house right now, so I'm sweating bullets. Really warm in my place, so I'm sweating like crazy. I don't know if you guys can tell that my head is shiny. My head is all shiny. And I'm not drinking any hot liquids tonight. I've got cold liquids. Mm-hmm. Did this just happen, Jeremy? This just happened, didn't it? You son of a gun. Freaking derailed the entire show now. I've got to talk about this. Look at you. What's wrong with you? No, I'm not. I'll save it. And we're back. This is Defenders Live on Mojo 50 Radio. Don't forget to check out mojo50.com. You can go to mojo50.com. And while I'm thinking about it, go to mojocon.org. Mojocon.org. MojoCon is happening. I don't care what you say. MojoCon is happening. Go to mojocon.org, and you will find all the information that you need, including hotel rooms and reservations. You can buy tickets there. Everything that you need to know about what's going to happen this coming May is there. I'm going to be there. I'm bringing my wife along. The kids are going to be tucked away with somebody else. It's going to be a great time, a huge weekend. It's going to be huge. 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 You need to be there. It'll be terrific, wonderful, special even. It'll be huge. You have to be there. And if you're not there, then boo on you. Because, you got to. It is what it is. And while you're there, while you're going, make sure you go and you check out patriotmobile.com. Patriotmobile.com /mojo. Patriotmobile.com /mojo is the way to go. Or you can call them at 1-800-A-PATRIOT. 1-800-A-PATRIOT today. Because enough is enough. Join the fight today. Because here's the truth. Your cell phone company is probably funding liberal gun grabbers. Patriot Mobile, America's only conservative cell phone company, is doing the exact opposite. If you are fed up with the disgusting policies like New York's abortion law, like Bloomberg's gun control, like the stalemate and the border policies, like AOC, join the thousands of Americans using Patriot Mobile today to get reliable nationwide coverage and watch your hard-earned dollars go for the fight for the First and Second Amendments, border security, and the sanctity of life. It's veteran-led. Patriot Mobile donates a portion of every bill to conservative causes like the Heritage Foundation, NRA, the Susan B. Anthony List, and so much more. Switch over to Patriot Mobile today. It's easy. It's fast. You get unlimited talk and text plans just starting at $20 a month. Need more motivation? Just mention Mojo. Mention Mojo when you call them at 1-800-PATRIOT or use the go online at patriotmobile.com /mojo. Jeremy, you can get Defenders gear over at doaeshow.com /shop. doaeshow.com. You can go to the shop link there. We have hats, caps. We have beanies, shirts, mugs, cups, bags. I almost got backpacks. Heck, ladies, We even have yoga pants. That's right. Got yoga pants and shorts and all the rest. Go check it out. Defenders, that's DOAEshow.com. DOAE show.com to go check out the gear there. Jeremy, thank you for that plug. Thank you. Thank you so much. You get a bell. So everybody knows about Virginia. Everybody knows about Virginia. But it's just funny to me. It's funny how it's really happening. I didn't expect this to happen, but it is hilarious because Virginia is having the exact same problem that Gucci is having. If you haven't heard about Gucci, Gucci has released an apology. They've decided that they're going to get their stuff going, and they set up what is it? Some sort of weird turtleneck thing. I don't know what it's called. It's like a baklava or some other junk like that. Balaclava. That's what it is. It's balaclava. It's a balaclava. And it has a hole cut out in the front. It's a solid black thing, hole cut out in the front. And then around the front is a giant red circle. So it looks like blackface, or it looks like half blackface. And so they've had to pull that down. And then they had to go through the entire process of apologizing for their crap. Well, see, Virginia is having a very, very similar issue. You have a governor. You have a governor that's got problems with blackface. You have the attorney general, or you have the lieutenant governor who has sexual assault allegations. And now you have the attorney general admitting that he wore blackface in the 1980s as well, because apparently in the 1980s in Virginia it was a very good thing to go in blackface when you're doing Halloween costumes. I mean, he is in a great area. I mean, that's the same sort of thing. Actually, hold on, sorry. Doc Thompson got run over by a train again over on the Twitters. Do the yoga pants come with a weight limit? No, they don't, but they should. They should. But as long as you're wearing them at home and I don't see them, I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, goodness. So apparently in the 1980s, he's joining the ranks of like Hillary Clinton and what's her name? What's the old broad on The View that did blackface when she was in college as well? She had her hair in a perm and she had blackface and everything else. It came out in 2016. I forget her name. Everybody hates her. Somebody remind me of her name. Anyway, so not only do you have the governor, you have the lieutenant governor, and you have the attorney general, all of which saying that they are basically incapable of running for the office if the standard is blackface or sexual assault. Yes, that's right, Jeremy. Joy Behar. Joy Behar actually is in blackface as well as Hillary Clinton has done blackface. All of that. So he is in a good crowd. I'm guessing Al Gore has also done it at least once, but that is just an assumption. It is not reality, just an assumption. So along with that story, the Virginia lieutenant governor has retained the lawyers of Brett Kavanaugh. What's going on, Matthew? Yes, you heard me right. You heard me right. Virginia lieutenant governor, the guy that's going against the sexual assault allegations, has retained the Kavanaugh's lawyers, and his accusers have retained the lawyers of Christine Blasey Ford. Let that sink in. You couldn't write a better soap opera if you tried. What is going on with these attorneys? How are they getting these cases? I mean, first off, Christine Blasey Ford's attorneys really didn't do that well. They kind of sucked at their job. And for a lieutenant governor who he retains the lawyers of Kavanaugh, well, that's kind of implicating that Kavanaugh actually did something. That's implicating that Kavanaugh actually did something that he shouldn't have done when he was in college. I'm sorry, but the facts prove out otherwise. And no offense, but you might be in the same boat. You might be in the same boat, but I don't know. I don't know. I think this has been something that the governor, because the governor is the one who released the information. By the way, the governor is the one who released all the crap about this, and he was like, "You're not going to get me for blackface, bro," because the guy's black. You're not going to get me for blackface. How about sexual assault claims from the past 20 years? Why not? Why not do it? DOA show from Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak. Strange that blackface is not acceptable in the cases where you actually want us to be like the black person that you were trying to dress as. Yeah, I know. You're trying to emulate a person. I mean, what the heck? And then you have, that guy, Talcum X. That's funny. That is good. What's that name? Sean King? Sean King as Talcum X? That is amazing, guys. Oh, goodness. If you missed the Jackals, then you should be on MeWe. That's the point. If you missed the Jackals, be on MeWe. We're all there. And that is all you can do. Miss the Jackals, go to MeWe. We're there. It's be there or be square. There, Matt. It is what it is. So, in the next in the next episode of As the Politics Turn, Kavanaugh's lawyers get hired to be investigative attorneys for the Virginia Lieutenant Governor. I don't get it. I don't get it. It is amazing to me that we are in a generation and we are in a society that this is a thing. This is a part of a thing. And you know what? If the guy is not guilty of these things, then all charges should be dropped, obviously. But then get in the chat room. It's called Mojo 50 Radio. If you are on MeWe, get in the freaking chat room and comment. You will be well accepted there. You will be accepted in those wells. Or you can Twitter. It's okay. It's just fine. Either way. So, switching gears a little bit, because we've been talking politics and how stupid they are, and that is especially for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. But let's talk about something that isn't in the realm of politics. Or is it? That's right. You see, Ronald McDonald has been fighting a epic law battle across the seas, over in the EU, and specifically in, like, what is it, Ireland? Is it Ireland? I think it's Ireland. It's in Moat County, Westmeath. It's Ireland. That's it. Yeah, it's Irish. Yeah, that's it. Yes, I got it right. Over in Ireland and associated with all EU countries, McDonald's has been fighting an uphill battle. By uphill battle, I mean they have been trying to sue the pants off of another small company in Ireland called Supermac. See, Supermac is a small upstart restaurant. That small upstart restaurant has about 100 chains, all of them in the EU and everything else. And so McDonald's got wind of it, and they decided that they were going to try and pound the mess out of them. Basically strip them of all titles and make sure that they were no longer going to be known to man. So came to pass that everything went through the EU courts and all that jazz, and so there's a new ruling. See, Pat McDonough earned the nickname Supermac as an Irish teenager after a barnstorming performance of the Gaelic football match in the 1960s. See, this guy's nickname is Supermac because his name is Pat McDonough, or McDonough. Pat McDonough. The center halfback guided his school in college to a victory over another college that was more favored. That's the deal, right? Okay. So he then started his own fast food chain based off of his nickname called Super Mac. That's right. He started a new chain called Super Mac. That is what it is. See, when he did that and going through, once he started the company, it was no big deal. But once he got a little too big for his britches, and by that I mean he stayed in his country and didn't do anything else, but he had a bunch of stores, McDonald's took notice. McDonald's took notice, and guess what? They tried to sue the pants off of him, to their chagrin. You see, McDonald's lawsuit failed. They no longer, they failed completely. Not only did they fail completely, but, oh, that is true. That is true. Doc Thompson got run over by an Amtrak. Everything is political. That is true. But they also lost the rights to a Big Mac, to the word Big Mac, to the trademark Big Mac in all of the EU. All of the European Union now has no qualms with doing whatever the heck they want with the term Big Mac. And one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to pull this up is because not only did McDonald's fail hard, I mean, they failed really hard here, but they also got trolled almost immediately by Burger King over in the EU. See, almost immediately after this ruling came out, Burger King released brand new menu signs. And those brand new menu signs, listen to this, they were flame broiled, not Big Macs. That's right, everybody. They went with the not Big Mac sign. It's like, oh, it's a not flamethrower. It's not a flamethrower. No, this is not a Big Mac, and it's flame broiled. Exactly. You heard me right. Flame broiled, not Big Macs. That's what Burger King went with because it's a sick burn, bro. It is a sick burn. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I know what you can do. You guys can go over to Tar River Arms. Why? Because why not? Tar River Arms is America's first virtual gun store. They make it easier, more comfortable than ever to purchase all your firearms online. They're modernizing online firearms sales to accommodate the online generation. That's the generation coming up. They have great guns, great prices at a great service. They're veteran-owned and veteran-run. Not only that, but they have layaway options and consignment options available. So if you don't have the money today, you can put a little bit aside, a little bit aside, a little bit aside until you can afford to get the gun of your dreams. Go to traguns.com. Tell them Steven over at Mojo50 sent you. traguns.com and see what that gets you. Because I tell you what, they have some of the best deals out there, bar none. And if you hurry, you can buy all the guns out before Matlock can actually get any more available to him. So go to traguns.com, traguns.com. Tell them Steven over at Mojo50 sent you, and you will not be displeased. I promise. So the Democrats are supposed to be the party of science, right? I mean, that's kind of what it is, right? They're science and rules, right? Science and rules. Don't give me your faith. Don't give me your religion. Give me your science and your rules. But everything is about feelings, and you should understand the fears and the hatreds, and you should be scared because you should feel the fears and the hatreds and all that jazz. I think. Maybe. I don't know. It is what it is. But for one person, Representative Ilhan Omar. That's right, Ilhan Omar. You know what I need? Somebody. We've got the guitar strum for AOC. I need somebody to come up with a small like 2-second jingle I can throw out for Ilhan Omar, and the other one. Well, who's the other one? I forget the other one's name, but Omar and everybody else. For Ilhan Omar, who's been making a name for herself peddling unsubstantiated claims about the Republicans, stating falsehoods about the Covington Catholic high school students, and even wanting leniency for men accused of trying to join ISIS, she's at it again. Ilhan Omar asked Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison to investigate the U.S. powerlifting for barring a male who is transitioning to female from from a women's competition. Why does she say this? Quote, I urge you to reconsider the discriminatory, unscientific policies and follow the example of the International Olympic Committee, Omar wrote to the USA Powerlifting last month, noting she's asking Ellison to conduct an investigation. Quote, the myth that trans women have a direct competitive advantage is not supported by medical science, and it continues to stoke fears and violence against one of the most at-risk communities in the world. That's where you would be wrong. You would be incorrect, Miss Ilhan Omar, woman who married her brother just to get him over into the United States. Ilhan Omar, that is her, right? Or was that the other Islamicist in Congress? I think it's her. Anyway, for her to say that it is unscientifically supported that men who are transitioning to women, or quote, claim to be transitioning to women, for her to say that is unscientific to claim that men are stronger than women is unfounded. She has no proof of this. All she has is psychiatry to push this factor. She has no scientific proof. She has no logical proof. She has no backing for this sort of thing. And for her to be pushing for a man to be accepted in a woman's competition is null and void. So here's the deal. Here's what you do. You don't make gender lines. That's it. You don't make gender lines. No matter what happens, no matter what goes on, every competition is going to be genderless. It doesn't matter. And we'll see who comes out on top. My female voice sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire. Well, good. It better sound like Mrs. Doubtfire. That's exactly what I was going for. Not. But that's fine because it works. You know what? Thank you, Larky Farkin, for noticing. Thank you so much. But I don't. It's the same thing with the bathrooms. One bathroom, one person. One person, one bathroom. And for sports, it's simple. All sports, no gender. If you want to prove that women are just as physically capable of doing every single thing that a man can do, do not change the standard. Do not change the standard and then say, okay, no problem. Girls can get in. That's right, Jeremy. I'm glad that you pointed that out. A female MMA fighter almost got killed by a transgendered MMA fighter because the transgendered had so much more muscle mass that he was pummeling this woman's poor face and almost cracked her skull open multiple places. How are you going to say that it is unsupported by medical science? Night after night after night after night. Every time that one of these things comes out and you see a transgendered boy going into the competitions for women's whatever, you see that boy, who, by the way, was number 5, 6, 7, 10 in the men's competition, ruling over top of every female out there when it comes to this sort of physical setup. I'm not saying there aren't women out there that can do what men can do. There are women that are able to push themselves beyond that point. But the average, from man to woman, from man to woman overall, the best of the best men outdo the best of the best women in those same fields. That's right. God made us different for a reason. DOA show over at the Doc Thompson ran over by an Amtrak. Sounds like your 1-800-4-SHEILA talk line is not going to be a success. Yeah, that's true. It is very true. It is not going to be a success at all. And that's just that. It is what it is. It's okay, Matt. You don't have to keep on trolling all of them. It's okay. Just the Mojo 50 chat room. We're there. Everybody's there. We're talking to you. But it is what it is. We were made for a different purpose. We were made with a different physique. We were made with a different body. It just is what it is. I'm not saying that I could go out and do it. I'm not saying I can beat these top competitors, the female competitors. But what I am saying is that no matter what, if you're putting a man in his prime versus a female in her prime, and they're both in the exact same sport, the man in his prime will probably win in the more physical setup. 9 times out of 10. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm not trying to say that women can't beat men or anything like that, because it's not the case. There are multiple cases that you find that you can see where men get trashed by women. But in the general case, in overall setup, if you want to do it, like I said, it's very simple. No genders, no changing the rules. No genders and no changing the rules. You keep the rules exactly like they are from every single sport for men, and you put the females into those rooms with them. You put them onto the field with them there. You put them onto the mat there. You put them in the octagon there with the men. No fake plays, no nothing like that. No nothing. No. You put the women into the men's sport at the men's level, and let's see what happens. Make it genderless. Make it done. And you can't call roughing. You can't call all the rest of it. It's just, it is what it is. And that's what it's going to be. And you'll find out very quickly. It's like Serena Williams and all that other jazz. You know, Serena Williams and that male tennis player who wasn't even that good in the male tennis league. He was what was he, like 100th or something in the tennis league? And he was really good, but he was number 100 or something in the tennis league. And it just so happens that Serena Williams or whatever decided that she was gonna play with him, and he was drunk or whatever else, and he beat her. Wasn't even playing that well, and he beat her. Oh, sorry, I missed a bell. Here's a bell for you. Thank you. I missed a bell. Yes, no. Backyard cows. I'm a misogynist? No. I just understand reality. That's all it is. I'm not a misogynist. Men are made for something different. Men are made for something different than women. And that's just it. Any feminist out there that wants to say that a woman can do everything that a man can do, okay, gotcha. I get it. You know what? 90% of the time, you are right. You can do what a man can do. But there are things that you do that a man cannot. There are very specific things that you do that a man cannot. And there are very specific things that a man can do that you cannot. And I'm sorry, we're created differently. He was ranked 203rd. Thank you. I knew he was in the hundreds. I just didn't know exactly what it was. He was ranked 203rd, and he still beat the pants off of her. Like drunk. It just is what it is. And there's no... The fact that they're still arguing this, it's just a push to try and make sure that their understanding and their ideology gets out into the media as best as possible. I just won't have it. Not going to have it today. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. That music right there that you hear coming up, that means that the show's basically over, folks. But before we go, God bless you guys. Keep with us. We're going to make this thing bigger and better than ever. Good night, Doc Thompson. We know exactly where you are. Anyang. Now you go home.